Welcome to Rock the Life, a podcast for fans by fans. I'm Katya.
I'm Amy. And today, I almost forgot. Today, we are bringing you the first episode that we recorded in 2025. So, good things come to those who wait. Speaking of that, make sure that you watch the very end and all the way through so that you can find out all about a giveaway that we're doing. So I'll leave that surprise to the end if you haven't already heard it in previous episodes. But anyway.
So today we're talking to Brenda and talking about one of the bands that continues to be one of the most influential bands in so many musicians, and that's Dokken.
Yeah.
And she has a great story to tell us, and I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, you guys. Here's Brent.
It is 9 o'clock here.
I know, I should say, well, it's past 5 o'clock in Rome.
Somewhere it's 5 o'clock.
Oh, so funny. Awesome.
Welcome, Brenda. I am so glad to have you back on the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Katya? How are you, Amy?
We're good. It's the first, welcome to 2025.
Yeah, so as we're recording this, we're just hitting 2025. And it's been like, so far there's a lot to look forward to. So for this year. So, yeah. So, Brenda, we're going to go to who we're talking about today. So who are we going to talk about today on the show?
Dokken.
Dokken. Okay. And Dokken has been around since, correct me if I'm wrong, the 70s.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take a guess that none of us were listening to Dokken in the 70s. So when did you first start listening to Dokken?
80s. Can't remember exact date, but about 80s.
The 80s.
Something. Yeah, 80s.
80s. Okay.
So you have heard Dokken through a lot of different iterations of band members.
Yes.
Okay, so can I start with a hard question first? Which group or which band members were your favorite kind of like iteration of Dokken or composition of Dokken?
Oh no, that's taboo.
Oh no,
put her on the spot, man.
If I'm gonna be honest, the ones now.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
They're all great musicians, and it's not like they're not. They are, but the ones now are just. Yeah. I know them, so it's kind of, and I don't know, just their performance on stage and everything. It's just amazing to see, Dokken still after so many years, especially Don, still out there singing.
So we have Don Dokken, John Levin, Chris, and BJ Zampa.
Yes.
Is that the ones we're talking about? Okay. So you just said that you know this group. So how did you get to know them?
Well, Chris McCarville and BJ Zampa, I know from Connecticut. That's where I grew up, and I was there till maybe almost 3 years ago that I moved to Arizona. So they have a lot of a few local bands. BJ actually plays in a few bands with my friend Andre Van Schuck, which they have streets. They do Dokken tributes. They do Dio tributes, and he also plays in Beyond Purple, which is an amazing tribute band too. And he plays there with Jimmy Bell, who's also an amazing guitar player. So that's how I got to know BJ and Chris. Chris was the singer for Max Explosion, and BJ was the drummer. So that's how I got to know them before they even kind of joined Dokken.
Club days.
So were they playing in a Dokken tribute band?
Well, BJ would play drums on one of my friend Andre's band, which they would do Dokken songs and everything. Yes.
Wow. So when did you first see this group or current lineup of Dokken perform?
This group was May 15, 2019 in Springfield.
Okay. Ooh, she knows the date.
Yeah, I remember. Springfield, Massachusetts. They played at the MGM new casino that had just opened recently.
And how many times?
That show like?
Yeah, tell us about that show.
Oh, sorry.
That show was just great. That was kind of the first time I really saw Dokken. I had never had the chance to see Dokken prior to that. So and to know, that you know the bass player and the drummer, so it's even cooler, But when I saw them,
Yeah.
it was just amazing. It was a great show. I was very excited to see Don. Always been a huge fan of Don. Who didn't have a crush on Don? And it was just amazing to see him live. And when I saw John Levin, it was just wow. He just blew me away with it, the way his guitar playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd have to say, how many times since then have you seen this
Okay, so
this lineup of Dokken?
I saw them. Then I saw them. I didn't see them till last year. I went in November 27th. I saw them at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. I actually flew up there for the show. This year, I went to see them April 5th at Speaking Rock in El Paso, Texas. Next day, my friend and I took an 8-hour drive to go see them again in a festival outside in Bandera, Texas. Then July, I went to New Mexico to see them. September, went back to Las Vegas to see them again. And in November 10th, I just saw them in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay. Well, tell me about the Vegas shows. Where were they playing?
They play at the Golden Nugget Casino. It's a nice little showroom, so it's more intimate and a small venue. It's really cool. And their shows are always great. They love Dokken there, so they bring them all the time. It was just great. The crowd is always great. They still know all the songs, and it's just a great show.
Is it for plays at the Golden Nugget? Is it a sit down show or are people standing?
Well, it is a sit down show, but not everyone sits. I mean, they would be some people. Obviously, as soon as they come out, I stand up, whether anybody else does or not.
So
Right. I get you there.
At the Vegas shows, did you get to talk to the guys in the band?
Yeah, I usually get to, say hi, or depending on how busy they are, because most of the time they fly from Vegas and they have to leave quickly, the next morning to LA. They normally play, when they play Vegas, they play California the next day. So, I got to see them, get to say hi and everything. And the day we kind of hung out with them more was in New Mexico. We, talked to them for a little longer because we were at the same casino staying there. And actually it was BJ's birthday, and after the show, I got BJ a beer and everything, talked, for a little while. Really nice guys.
Is it with you and Rockstar's birthdays?
I know.
Whatever. Golly, girl. Eric, Gronwall, and now BJ. Okay. All right, we're going to have to start hanging around with Brenda a little bit more on people's birthdays. Hey, what are you doing March 2nd?
March 2nd?
That's John Bon Jovi's birthday.
Oh, really? Nothing. I'm free.
To travel for that one. Just to hey, did you play slots with the guys, or did you go gambling in New Mexico at the casino?
No, I don't. I'm not a big gambler, so no.
Oh,
they were actually gonna go do some oh my God, what is that? Like a slingshot type of thing. They love to do that stuff. But unfortunately, after they had lunch and everything, we were having lunch. Now, we weren't with them having lunch, but, we were right there, in the same place next to them. And it just started pouring. Horrible. It was horrible, just pouring, so they couldn't go do it. So.
And tell me about
axe throwing would be fun.
Axe throwing. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking
that's what I would.
I've never done that.
Hey, I know.
They
right?
do that
Let's
when
go
they go
axe
to
throwing with
Vegas too.
Dokken.
In Fremont they have that slingshot, and they always do it too. They love that. I wouldn't do it, but they love that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm figuring they're good with their hands and they have the coordination, which might not be something I have. I mean, I have texting thumbs, but I don't have I think I have the hands with the coordination. I bet a drummer would be really good at axe throwing.
Yeah, right.
But me, I don't think so as much. Okay, so also this was what an exciting year of Dokken. So tell me about the Texas shows. Were those festivals?
The Speaking Rock was kind of like a festival. There was a few bands actually. It was Firehouse, Dokken, Bullet Boys, Jack Russell's Great White. So, and then the next day it was a festival in Bandera, Texas, which was in the middle of nowhere. And it was the same guys. Jack Russell's Great White didn't go, but Firehouse didn't go, but Jack Russell's Great White, Bullet Boys, Dokken. There had been a few other people before we got there. Yeah. It was like a weekend festival.
So, like,
That's awesome.
how big were the crowds? What was that like?
Well, the crowd of Speaking Rock was huge. They had a great turnout. The one in Bandera, Texas, not so much, because I think the promoting was not great, because actually Leader Ford was there the day before, and she had said that it wasn't a great place and it wasn't a lot of people. I think it was the promoting more.
Well, if you have that great show the day before still in Texas, right? And I can imagine as a concert goer, if you had to choose between, you would go to the. So did you get to see any of the guys from Dokken at those Texas shows? Get to talk to them?
Yeah, after the one at Speaking Rock in El Paso, we actually went to the hotel and just to say hi and everything. And they had to be up at 5:30 at the airport, so they kind of like, hey, hi, thank you, why, and ran off. But Don, that's actually the day I met Don finally, it was just phenomenal for me, to meet Don. It was like a dream come true. So I finally met him.
How was he?
And talked to him for a little while, and he was just so nice. He was like, "You kids have a good night." We're like, "Kids? We're not kids."
You are to him, actually.
I think it's relative.
Yeah. He was when Clay and I met him at the Dokken show we went to, he was goofy. Like he was, I actually have a picture with him and Clay like matched his energy. It's just a straight up goofy picture. It's so funny. He just was, and Clay was like, I've heard that he's kind of just goofy and funny and all that. So I was wondering if he was like that, with you, or if we just got a rare moment.
No, he's really, really down to earth guy. When you hear Don Dokken, you're like, whoa, But yeah, he is kind of goofy.
Our whole life.
He was like, oh, thank you for coming to the show, and he was really, mellow and really cool, and like, take care, kids, and we're like, okay. Like, see you tomorrow. And he was
Dad.
Hey, I was just gonna say the same thing.
And he was like, you guys are going over tomorrow? We're like, yeah, we're driving. And he was like, oh God. Like, they couldn't believe we were driving 8 hours to go see them again.
Wait, Texas,
Right
8 hours
on,
between
awesome.
shows in one state?
Well, it was in Texas. It was both in Texas, but in El Paso, we left the hotel at 1:30 in the morning and went back to our hotel. Just quick nap, 5:30 in the morning. We were in the car already on our way to Bandera, Texas, which was an 8-hour drive.
Wow, that's crazy. That is really, not it's crazy, but it's just hard to, I guess Texas is one of the biggest states, but like, I'm thinking like, let's talk to the city next door. Nope, you drove 8 hours. That's amazing. No. Okay, so for all the shows in 2024, which one was like a standout show for you?
I want to say the one I just saw in Tucson in November. I don't know why that it was just, I don't know if it's that place, the Rialto. It's just like, it's such a nice venue and the atmosphere is different than a lot of other places. And their energy was just off the charts. It was, I don't know, like me and my friend were like, wow, we've seen Dokken so many times. I mean, they're always great, but wow, today they're just like all over. John was just all over the stage and Don was singing great. So it was just a great, great show.
And was it just them playing or were there other bands?
Actually, there was some local band that played for like a half hour.
Dokken was a headlining. It was their show.
Yes.
Okay, so I have to now ask, what's your next Dokken show you're going to go see?
Well, my next stop is going the 24th. I'll be in California, Anaheim. I'm going to go see Ronnie Monroe's memorial that Keith St. John does.
Oh.
This is going to be the 5th year. So he's going to have a lot of great people there. Lorraine Lewis from Femme Fatale is going to be there. Andrew Freeman from Last in Line is going to be there. Matt Starr from Kicks is going to be there. Somebody from Jack Russell, Great White. There's going to be, I want to say, 30 artists so far that are going to be in that show.
Wow.
And what venue is it?
That's the House of Blues in Anaheim, California.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is my first time going to California,
incredible.
so I'm like excited.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Are you renting a car?
Well, we're flying from Vegas. I reach Vegas the 23rd, and Friday morning, my friend Diana and I are flying out to California.
Same Diane that you met at Skid Row.
Yes.
That's so awesome. They're us.
Well,
That's
I
so
know.
awesome.
Hang on a second. I'm just jealous because I want to be doing this. I know Dokken is playing Las Vegas, I believe, in March. Are you going to go to their show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
That's
Just
awesome.
the Vegas girl. Okay, I have to ask also. I'm going to go off Dokken for a sec. Where do you like to stay in Vegas?
We normally stay on Fremont Street just because,
Okay.
most of the shows that we go to are on Fremont. And there's so much to do on Fremont Street. You walk out the hotel and there's tons of things to do there. There's all kinds of food and shows and there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I love staying on Fremont.
The first time I ever, what did I do? What's it called? Shoot.
The Residency?
No. No, it wasn't for that. It was another time we went. Maybe it was for that. The first time it's not skydiving. What is it? It's, when you're on the cord and you go across.
Bungee jumping.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't bungee.
Zip line.
The first time the only time I've zip lined was on Fremont Street.
Good
Took
to
me a
ask.
while to, hi.
You're like, hi, you go quickly. No, because it feels like they usually have some great performers doing residency there. So I was wondering who's doing a residency right now in Vegas.
I don't know. I haven't looked.
I know the Scorpions are going to do another one. I'm not sure. I think March, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure. But I'm just waiting for Def Leppard to do their residency.
We'll join you.
Yes.
They said, man. They said, dude.
I'm like, please.
I'm really worried they're going to do it at the Sphere, and it's so expensive.
I hope not.
They better not. I mean, it would be cool, but I hope that they don't.
I hope not.
Because it'll just price us out of the market.
And it's not, I've heard so many people saying it's not a great place to see musicians, like bands. Actually, I saw an interview from the guy from the Eagles say that he did not like playing there because of the way the place is set up, and people are more into watching everything around and not paying attention to the band.
Oh my God, that's such a Vegas thing to have like everything around you. But I'm with you. I love like the smaller club type scene if you can. Love the festival too, but in Vegas, if the options, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
Well, what else does 2025 hold for you for music?
So far, just this that I'm going to now and Dokken in March. I'm just waiting for, Def Leppard to drop something either close or Vegas or somewhere.
Yeah, something.
And hoping to see a few bands that I'm actually hoping to see this year would be the Dead Daisies and Quiet Riot.
Oh, I want to see. I went and looked, like Rudy Sarzo posted this thing, like, something about getting ready to go on the road. And my reply was like, rest up, it's going to get wild. But I went to the website and I was like, there's no dates posted.
Not yet.
There's like nothing posted. I'm like, hello. So in that reply, I actually put looking forward to hopefully seeing you soon, because I'm like, there's no dates. How do I know? Yeah.
Well, you want to know something? I have to meet up with Rudy at NAM because my friend from Puerto Rico, my friend Lourdes, him and her chat a lot on Instagram. And she has his book and she wants him to sign it. So she sent him a message and she said, Rudy, my friend will be at NAM. Would you sign the book for me? He said, of course I would. Send the book with her. Tell her to meet me at NAM and I will sign the book for you. So that's another thing I'm excited for because I had a massive crush on that man back in the day.
Okay, so this I also have to say. On his Christmas post, he said something about celebrating and, I think it was something about Jesus being the reason for the season or singing happy birthday to Jesus or something like that. And I said, we celebrate often with a Jesus cake. And I said, so when you come on my podcast, because I was just replying as me, you know, when you come on my podcast, I'll give you the recipe. So here it is. We'll let Lourdes get her book signed. We'll let her do the thing. And then we will hopefully, we're putting it out there, putting lots of things out there right now. I would love to have, and Katya, I think I can speak for you. We would love to have Rudy on the show. Oh my word. That man, influential. I would love to hear some of his fan stories and who was influential to him. Absolutely.
If you
Amazing.
read that book, Lourdes calls me cracking up. She says the things that are on that book, with even Randy Rhoads, it's just so funny and great memories.
We got to get it.
It's called Off the Rails.
We got to get it.
Okay, that's
that makes sense.
This is my book list is growing just as big as my concert wish list at this point.
Right.
So I have crumbles, but still waiting to get that one, to have that one come in too.
Okay.
So Brenda, I'm also going to ask you, of like the Dokken shows you've seen, I want to like dig into the music a bit. Do they play different sets at most of the shows you've been to, or is?
Oh.
You know, they do. They don't actually, I mean, maybe the first 1, 2, shows they played the same, but honestly, they kind of switch it up. Like this time in Tucson, they actually played other songs that they haven't played in the other ones that we saw, like in Vegas and stuff. So they kind of switch it up here and there.
That's awesome.
I actually asked BJ, I said, BJ, please tell Don to play Heaven Sent, because that's one of my favorite songs. And he was like, that's one of my favorite too, but they haven't played it yet. So I'm praying hopefully one day Don will say, let me play this for Brenda.
Aww, that's awesome.
Right. So what song have they played that has like been amazing that you've seen them play live?
In My Dreams. That song is just, I love that song.
I was just going to say that's gonna be, yeah.
And when they sing, that is just great. But also, like their heavier stuff, Into the Fire, Unchained the Night. They're just phenomenal.
It's funny. Since we first started this and our repertoire has grown, up until meeting like George Lynch that time. And in that episode, it's like, I didn't really like listen to Dokken, but then since we've seen them live, of course you want to know what you're listening to. So I was actually, as you were going through those songs, I was singing them in my head. And I don't think a year ago, honestly, I could have done that. So I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm growing.
Well, and again, Dokken's one of those bands. They're so iconic. I mean, it has been all through the 80s, all through the 90s. And and they keep going, which is fantastic and amazing that we get to still keep the music going.
They have a new album called Heaven Comes Down. It's like, this is the thing for the album. It's just great. It's a great album. Their single Fugitive is great video. It was filmed in New Mexico, where Don actually lives. And they have some really great songs. And this is with the new lineup.
I have a feeling. Do you know when it was released? I have a feeling that we listened to that on the way to our show, because I'm sure that Clay would have been totally up on all of that with as big of a Dokken fan as he is.
Not sure the exact, but I know it was last year.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me a second. 2023. I believe it was 2023.
Oh, wow. I'm
Fugitive, because I've been watching that.
Then.
Yeah, because I was watching the videos, and that's what. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that was very recent. So it's like, 2023, it came out.
Yep, it's
a
great
album.
album.
A little over a year ago. Oh, thank goodness. Yes, I love to have new music. I love the classic music, but I love to have new music come out too, and that. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is exciting.
That's awesome. So overall, which is your favorite Dokken song to sing?
I kind of like Jaded Love. I don't know if you guys ever heard that one. It's one that never went like big, but I love that song.
All right.
So you know what I do when I hear like favorite songs or ones I don't know as much, I create my own playlist so I can listen to them, and I love it. I love being able to connect to some of the songs again. Oh, that's one. I wanted to ask you. So speaking of the album, your shirt, where did you get the shirt?
I got the shirt at the show in Tucson back in November.
Okay. Yeah. Because it looks so sparkly and new.
Yeah, it's a really nice design, and they actually had this as the background for the Tucson show, which was the first time. and it looked phenomenal with all the lights and everything.
Miss Brenda, so you are like officially one of us. So if, we have a couple of consistent Rock the Life girls that have pretty amazing stories. And this is your second episode, and you are a good part of the reason that we connected with some guests for future episodes. So we totally have to say thank you for that. And
Absolutely.
eventually, one of these Vegas trips, we are all going to make it out. I actually said on the end of year episode, Jennifer wants to go for her 50th birthday. And I'm like, we're just going to invite Brenda and we're going to do a whole thing.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
she's like, it's supposed to be like our friend group. I'm like, we're inviting Brenda.
I'm always down for Vegas. That's my happy place.
Shh.
No,
We'll just run into you and go, Brenda.
No, that would be like, I have to tell you, every time I go to Vegas, I love it.
Mhm.
And to have, if I were to combine Vegas with rock concerts, would be the ultimate.
Oh gosh,
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll do it. I've been kind of, Katya's like this master organizer, and we've been kind of craving to grow into something where like we can do events or something. But I'll tell you what, if Def Leppard announces that Vegas residency, we will put a call out. We will pick a date and say, okay, everybody, Rock the Life is going to be here on that day. Come get your shirt and let's go and make it an event. And that would be the biggest blast like ever.
Yes.
Ever. I think that would be so fun. Can you imagine like a crew of people showing up in Rock the Life shirts? People be like, what's that?
It's funny because
it's a business expense if you promote.
Yeah. Amy, Demolition Woman, she wants the residency in Vegas. She's like, we're definitely going to meet up there if they do the residency.
Yep.
It would be amazing. It will be amazing. No, I'm looking forward to, I'm feeling really positive for 2025 so far, and like shows coming up and everything happening. And I can't wait to hear more of your stories, Brenda. I'm counting on you.
I know.
Okay.
Yep. That's so awesome. Oh, goodness. Alrighty, friend. Thank you again. And I really want to hear about NAMM from you.
Yes.
And what that was like, and who all you got to see, and all of that, and the tribute. Gosh, I just can't. You're doing all the things that we're like, we want to do. So we're going to live vicariously through you.
Okay.
Please take pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about it.
I'll take tons of pictures.
So, yeah, amazing. All righty, my friend. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
it's always
Brenda.
a great
Have
time
a good
with you guys.
Have a good Saturday. Have a great Saturday. This will be.
Bye.
Amy, I'm like looking at concert dates already. I'm ready. Okay. Bye, Brenda.
I know. Bye.
Aw, like, thanks, Brenda. Like, I love talking to Brenda and her stories.
Stories. Yeah. Amazing.
What
her
happened?
Adventures, man.
We need to be part of those adventures next time and just kind of follow behind her and like be super happy with her. Like, love it. She is a Rock the Life girl.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was just about to say that. She's absolutely 100% a Rock the Life girl. Oh my gosh. That's so funny you said that. I was like, we didn't even talk about that at the beginning. We didn't plan that. That's funny. I love it. Love it. Okay. You guys, if you watched last week's show, you know that we have a giveaway going. So I just want to refresh your memory. Make sure you like and subscribe so you get the notifications of new episodes coming out. We are really trying to grow this podcast, and you can help. So basically, just go to our stories on Instagram, Rock the Life Girl, and share a story or share a reel. Yep. Just share one of our reels and to your stories, and make sure, here's the big part, you need to tag Rock the Life Girl so that we can count it amongst our giveaway entries.
Yay!
So make sure you're liking, make sure you're following, leave us a comment, let us know your favorite episode. And
you know what, Aim? I have to tell you this. I'll sit there and watch the reels on Instagram because they make me smile and I love them.
Me
Thank you.
too. Me
Thank you for
too.
putting the reels together.
They're so fun. I love it when, I mean, obviously I have my favorites. Like I love some of Amy's and her lynch mob story. The Def Leppard one, the Rock With Me, turned out really great. A lot of them turned out super, super fun. But they're so fun to make. It's probably one of, like, I love everything about this podcast. I don't think I have a part that I don't like, but I really do enjoy that. It's so
I
fun.
love the reels.
So
I love the reels to make my
yeah,
day.
they're, yeah. All right, you guys. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much again, Miss Brenda. We love
Thank
having
you,
you on the show.
Brenda. Yes.
If you have a Dokken story, please feel free to let us know. We'd love to chat with you about it. And goodness, is that it?
That's it.
Did we say you could win a T-shirt, or did we just say a contest?
You're gonna win something
Not
very
say-
cool. You'll win
Yeah.
something cool.
Okay. It's
Just do it.
fun. Yeah. Share. All right. I love you, babes.
Love you too. Okay.
All right.
Don't
Hey,
for-
guys. Yep. Don't forget.
Don't forget. Rock the life.
Rock the life. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Rock the life, don't blame